Hi guys, and welcome to the CyberVice podcast. This is our first podcast, and it's a collaboration between myself and Project Vice. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and of course let us know in the comments down below if you'd like us to do more of these. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and in today's video it's more of a podcast style video. So I'm joined by Project Vice, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello guys, how you going?
He's very Australian.
I'm new to this. This is just so it's so different. I've never done sort of a podcast sort of style. So yeah, very, very new to this. So yeah.
Me too. Hopefully the viewers like it. And this format for this style of video is going to be very different to what we've both been posting. We've both been posting like GTA 6 news updates and going into some of the leaks, the speculation and all the information we got out there. But I think this longer form style video is not really something that either of us know how to do, but hopefully in today's video we absolutely nail it. Who knows?
Exactly right.
So in this video we've got a list of topics to go through. We've got 9 things. Why didn't we think of 10 things?
I know we've just gone 9.
We've got 9 things to talk about. Everything from ROCKSTA'S website changes all the way up to has GTA 5 sunset changed, which is only one that I found out from a YouTube comment about an hour ago. So we're going to probably get stuck right into it. Well, we'll go for the first one, which is ROCKSTA'S website changes. So recently there's been, I wouldn't say major changes, but there's definitely been changes to ROCKSTA'S website. They have listed the fact that there is different indications of trailer 1 and a blank space for where trailer 2 would go. Now, whether that means anything, we have no idea. Yeah, I'm not really. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, to even see that, it was updated. First of all, it was updated on their games tab on ROCKSTA'S website. Initially, that's what it was. I don't even understand, because I first of all, I saw that and I was like, oh, this is weird. The banner got updated on their games tab, and then, yeah, it was just really, really weird. I was like, yeah, this doesn't really sort of make any sense. Where's this coming from and that? Yeah, so it was a bit weird at first.
Yeah,
but
that's kind of very typical ROCKSTAR style though, because they could either do something and it means a lot, or they can do something and it means absolutely nothing, but they know that we are going to pick up on it and come to a conclusion. So it's really difficult to know whether ROCKSTAR's throwing in Easter eggs or leading us on a wild goose chase. It's really hard to tell. And I did make a video on it, but I didn't post it in the end because I was second guessing myself on whether it was a thing, and I think I managed to talk myself out of it. I probably should have posted the video, to be honest, but because I don't know anymore. Do you know, we're so heavily invested in it, sometimes maybe we look at it too much or we don't look at it enough. Who knows? So I think there's no correct thing for us to do from this. I do think that trailer 2 is coming at some point in the next few months. When that will be is anyone's guess.
Yeah, the thing is with ROCKSTAR, they're so unpredictable. That's the thing. You don't know what their next move is going to be. Obviously we can compare and go, with GTA 5, for example, with Red Dead 2, and we can go, oh, they've done certain, whatever their pattern of style is, or however they've gone about things in the past, but they can easily just change up their way of doing things. So it's always hard to say, So.
Yeah, 100%. And also as well, there's been so many changes in ROCKSTAR's employees, the way they work as a business. I mean, when GTA, I think it was GTA 4, they only had 1,000 employees at the time, and now they're around 6,000 employees, and they've got management structure, they've got investors. There's so many different things that affect the way that this release cycle for GTA 6 will work, that so many little things could mean a lot, or they could mean nothing. So I think, the best thing that we can do is just have some fun with it and come up with ideas and theories and see what happens, and then realize how horribly wrong or right we are.
That's right. We just come up with all these different sort of theories and stuff, and way they're gonna go about things with the different months and how they're sort of gonna it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how they go about it.
We get to next year and all of a sudden they drop Red Dead 3 instead of GTA 6.
Yeah, I guess also the thing is as well, and that's probably something we'll get into a little bit more later on in terms of, when trailer 2 is going to potentially release.
Yeah, I was thinking, is there any more you want to say on that, or should we move on to point number 2?
I think probably, did we cover sort of that it went under the did we talk about like the videos from Grand Theft Auto 6? Like, you know how
Oh, no, we didn't.
That sort of came up as well. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the other things that happened, I think a few days later, where it actually went under their videos, on their videos tab, where people found that it was videos from Grand Theft Auto 6 rather than just trailer 1 was on there. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, so sorry, yeah, my bad. That is what I did see. I didn't see all the first stuff when they made the initial changes, because I picked up on that news kind of late at the time. Like I was probably like a day or two late into actually hearing about it. I probably shouldn't admit that. Please don't unsubscribe, everyone. But like, yeah, I was quite late into it, and then obviously the bit that I saw was the videos tab, and underneath it had like videos from. I didn't. That's the bit that I did see. So that's where when that bit of news came out, I was like, I probably won't drop a video because I missed the first part. So I'd make a video, but it would be. So
yeah, right. You know Ben from Videotech? I don't know if you're familiar with him on X Twitter. Yeah, he put out something that apparently like it was I don't know, so through some sort of software app he found out through someone that apparently it came out like last year that it was already like that. But I don't know, maybe it got up there. I don't know how it's sort of.
Thing is, there's so many theories. Like there's so many theories. The thing is as well.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know until it's official from Rockstar. We don't know. It's all speculation. It's all theories. Like, you know what I mean? So.
And also as well, even when it's official from Rockstar, it's never really official from Rockstar because it's like everything's so cryptic. Like for example, when they announced that trailer 1 was coming, I think they announced it in November. Like Sam Houser's tweet was like the 6th reply in a thread. Like it wasn't even a single tweet which was like trailer 1 is coming. It was like, we're pleased to announce that the next entry into the GTA series is coming start of December or something. It's marketing fail, but it's still one of the most liked tweets on the platform.
It got like 200. It got over 200 million views or some shit. Like that's ridiculous, man. Like,
crazy.
If that doesn't go to show you that this is the most anticipated upcoming game, like, you know what I mean? Like
that's what I mean
ridiculous.
as well. Like I think this is so we're going a bit off topic here, but like this is one of those games that doesn't appeal to GTA fans. This appeals to everyone. Like this isn't like
100%.
Like even I've got friends that like they're barbers, electricians, and stuff like that. They don't even have a games console. They don't game or anything, and they don't even know what I do like for a living. They don't know about this, but like the thing that comes up in conversation the most is like, have you seen the GTA trailer? Oh, I can't wait for that.
That's right.
Like, I've got mates that are booking like a month off work. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It appeals to the casuals, you know. Like, you know, some of us are like hardcore, you know, gamers or whatever. But GTA as a franchise, and GTA 6 more specifically, appeals to the mass audience, appeals to the casuals. So
yeah, 100%.
Well,
right. Well, I think we'll go on to point number 2 is trailer do. Point number 2 is trailer 2 release date theories. So I'll quickly fire off mine. I think that it's going to be like around the 8th of May, which is when I believe their next Take-Two Interactive earnings call is, because that's when they're going to give their predictions for fiscal 25, and that will pretty much tell us if GTA 6 is coming between now and next April. So I think that's probably the best time for Rockstar to tell us something, or it's the perfect time for them to tell us nothing. But like, what's your thoughts? Like, what's your theory on that?
I mean, look, I would say that I was actually going to say a similar thing to what you're saying as well, because I mean, you know, they're obviously going to come out. Take-Two Interactive are going to come out with their, you know, the next investor call in May, and to drive up interest especially for the investors as well. I don't see why they can't, you know, give us an update on that. And if it is still tracking around sort of $7 billion in net bookings around fiscal 25, so from March of this year to April of next year, then that's probably a good sign, because in financial year 2024, fiscal 24, which ends actually the end of this month, it's only around $5.3 billion. So where's that $1.7 billion coming from in the next financial year? It has to be a big title under the Take-Two umbrella, and that is GTA 6. So my sort of personal sort of prediction is actually similar to along the lines with you, and that is probably in May they're going to drop it, just probably prior to the investor call, I would say.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've some people have said that, you know, they'll drop second trailer a year away, but you know, there's a couple of different factors. Like with GTA 5, the trailers were a year apart, but the reason why they're a year apart was firstly, the rest of the social media platforms weren't really good like marketing sources. Like, for example, Instagram wasn't a main form of marketing outreach in 2011. So they dumped it on YouTube, and that was where everyone watched it. Whereas now I think we're going to have some, of course, long form trailers. I think we may have like 1, 2, 3, 4 long form trailers, but I also feel like we're going to be getting some smaller short form vertical content from them for like the social media platforms. because the way that they're going to be reaching new audiences now is going to be vastly different from the way it was back in 2011, 2012, and 2013. So I do think that this release cycle, rather than having like just 3 trailers or 4 trailers and the game comes out or something like that, we'll probably end up having like 20 odd pieces of content for GTA 6 before we see the game.
Well, even with the first trailer, like they uploaded on YouTube and then they uploaded on X, Twitter, however you want to refer to it as, and then Instagram as well. So I don't know where else they uploaded it. I think that was only probably the 3 channels they did. I think
the place where it did the numbers, was YouTube, but I know they put it on Facebook. But
yeah, well, YouTube now has 180 million like views.
It's crazy.
Just on their channel alone, though. Like I don't know about IGN and all that. I think they uploaded.
Yeah. So this kind of goes into the next point, which is time to have a little debate on how accurate the mapping project is. I'll let you start off with this one. What's your thoughts on it?
I think I actually looked at this in preparation for this podcast for today. I was looking at the latest version that I think I don't know how to pronounce this sort of Dupsaw, yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's version 0.043 that I was looking at. I think he's updated a few things here and there. I don't know necessarily the specifics, but from what I can understand anyways, just by looking at it, like it already looks pretty accurate, like especially seeing that we've had the leaks back from, September 2022. That's obviously given the mapping community much more information to map it out. Compared to GTA 5, where it was literally just basing it off just the trailers alone, all the official information from Rockstar at the time, before I think around 2011 and prior to its release in 2013. I don't know. Yeah, what's your thoughts on it actually? Like, what do you think? How it looks at the moment?
The thing is like we can say that like some of the locations are pretty spot on because obviously they use the game engine coordinates from the game engine from the leaks, but like in terms of how big the map is, like for example, where the sea starts and where the land ends, like we have nothing on that. We have just probably some clips from the trailer and a couple of clips out of the leaks that show us that. So we have like some parts of the map which are bona fide that are, yes, they are confirmed from the leaks. Obviously could be changed. But I think like with the GTA 5 mapping project, that wasn't perfect, but the actual like the predictions they made were pretty close. So considering that they have a lot more to go off this time, like the leaks this time were drastically bigger than they were for GTA 5, I think it's going to be pretty accurate. The only thing that I'm a bit concerned about is like, obviously before we had the mapping project, everyone was assuming the map would be about 2 to 2.5 times the size. From the mapping project, it looks like the map is about 1.5 times the size of GTA 5's map. But then again, we have more ocean, which it looks like from the trailer, the ocean life is going to play a big part in the game. I mean, the amount of boats in that trailer, I think someone counted it. I think it was like 40-something boats in the trailer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'm not too bothered about the map not being 10 times the size of GTA 5. I think it's more important that like what they do with that space rather than how much space there is. That's something that GTA 5 suffered with. Like the whole northern part of the map was essentially pretty barren.
Yeah, it was like nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Sandy Shores, Paleto Bay, Chumash, all that parts of the map or part of the GTA 5 map up north. Like, there's nothing much to do like up there. Like, you think about when you're in GTA Online, like all of the players are just pretty much situated in Los Santos, and that's pretty much about it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think as well that like with the introduction of like Port Gowhorn, which looks like it's going to be the opposite side of the map, there's now going to be a reason online for people to actually go from one place to another and things to happen in the middle of the map because people will be commuting from one side to the other. Whereas in GTA 5, they started adding extra missions and online to give you a reason to go to the north part of the map. But even then, there's nothing that's dramatically interesting to do.
It's just nothing much happens out. Yeah, you're right. Nothing much is happening up there. We've got the clubhouse, the MC clubhouse and all that, and that's about it.
That ties back into how the space is used being far more important than how much space we actually have.
I think also the other thing as well is in terms of the mapping project, like in terms of how accurate it is, like I was saying to you, it probably sounds like I'm repeating myself now, but I mean like in terms of the mapping community having more of the information from the leaks back in September of 22, and that gives them more leverage to make sure that this is probably more accurate compared to the GTA 5 initial mapping project map, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I'm also constantly being haunted by the fact that it's not unlike Rockstar to pull something from from the game during development. So, you know, some of those development shots, the period of time that they all vary from is quite drastic. And there could be a lot of things that were pulled from the game since like 2022 and now. For example, Rockstar only officially announced GTA 6 was in the works in 2022 at the start of. They said that active development had started on the game at the start of 2022.
It was Feb 4th, I think.
Yeah,
Feb 4th.
We know that the game was in development a lot longer before that. We started hearing information in like 2018 about Project Americas and stuff like that. So, I mean, what the game would have been or what the game could have been or how big or small the map could have been or will be, it's still, I mean, from 2022 to when the game comes out in 2025, think of all the stuff that could change.
Yeah, everything's all subject to change. Like, you know, things can get cut as well. So that's something that we probably should keep in mind as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if the game comes out and it's in Paris, I'm going to be a bit confused.
Imagine that. Oh, no more Vice City, no more. No, we're just going to go straight to Paris, straight to France. Oh, far out, have a baguette and all that. Oh my god. You know, one of the other things as well is on their official blurb that they came up with. I don't know if you saw it when they came out. It says, Grand Theft Auto 6 heads to the state of Leonida, home to the neon-soaked streets of Vice City and beyond, in the biggest, most immersive evolution of the GTA series yet.
Yes,
a few key words there.
That's in their press release, like, yeah.
Press release, yeah. Thank you, yeah. Press release.
Yeah, like that's the thing as well, because like in the trailer we saw signs for Kelly County and other places, like areas that we've only some areas that have been referred to in other GTA games. Some games have been referred to in the Rockstar universe itself. But like this whole Leonida like state thing, because Rockstar is very flexible on what they class as a state. We saw it in like San Andreas. It was like the state of San Andreas, but there was like so many different things encompassed within that. So what's going to be encompassed in terms of Leonida? Like obviously that's a play on Florida and that's a play of the greater Miami area, but are they going to take liberties and extend the map up to places like Georgia? Because we saw, you know, in the background of some of the shots in the leaks, there were some not mountains, but more like hills, and more adverse terrain, which isn't in Florida. So how far they'll stretch what a state can be in the game will be really interesting to see upon release.
Yeah, I think if they take inspiration from Georgia as well, could be interesting. Like, I guess it doesn't have to necessarily be like 1-to-1 ratio, but it will be interesting to see how they go about it though. Because I mean, if they do take inspiration from Georgia and seeing those mountainous terrain, like hilly terrain like we saw in the leaks, and I don't see why they can't somewhat play around with it a little bit, if that makes sense.
100%. But I think the next point is, okay, so I'll kick this one off because this is one that I get asked about a lot. Point 4 is talking about Rockstar employees going back to work. Now, I'll probably clarify this for the viewers that don't know. Some viewers do know, but I used to do a bit of like editing, social media content editing for a games developer, and one of their employees left to go and work at Rockstar. So for the past like 5 months, I've been picking his brains as much as I can, trying to get information about GTA 6, and I'm politely told to do one every single time. But when the news came out about the employees not being very happy about going back to work, the back to work mandate, I did a full interview with a Rockstar employee, and I think there's been a lot of misunderstanding about what the employees are complaining about. So some of these employees, about 20% of Rockstar's workforce, doesn't work anywhere near a Rockstar studio. They're employed purely on remote contracts. Some of them live 7 hours away from their nearest Rockstar studio. This return to work mandate basically gave the employees 6 weeks to figure out how they can be in the office 5 days a week.
That's just crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's mental as well. And the other thing is as well is like a lot of people are assuming that the employees are currently working 3 days a week, 9 to 5, when in reality a lot of these employees are starting about 7-8 in the morning, and then because of time zone differences they're having to jump on calls at 11 p.m. at night. So they're actually working sometimes, you know, I've a few Rockstar employees have complained and come out about this, saying that sometimes they're working 19-20 hour days 3 days a week. So the extra 2 days a week they need in the office, they're complaining because they know that's going to end up being 100-hour weeks. Even though Rockstar are saying that's not going to happen, they've said that every single release. And in, you know, for GTA 4 there was employees leaving left, right and centre. For GTA 5 it was a similar thing. For Red Dead Redemption 2, exactly the same thing.
It was even
happened.
worse.
Yeah, even worse. That one actually made it to mainstream media, didn't it? Like, so yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts on the return to work situation?
I mean, look, employee well-being, employee health, and that, like, look, at the end of the day, Monday to Friday, working full time, you know, you come into the office, you do your thing, you go out. But when you're being asked to work overtime, similar to how it was in 2018, the development for Red Dead Redemption 2 at the time, working overtime, long hours, it's exhausting. It takes a toll on you mentally, physically. So, I mean, the one positive side of things is that, you know, that the game is in the final stages of development. I think that was what Rockstar's Vice President Jen Colby said. But yes. In terms of employee well-being and the health of the employees, and them working overtime and crunching, I put that in quotations, crunching, similar to how it was with Red Dead 2, that can be scary for the employees and potentially the game, how it's going to turn out. But yeah, like it's hard to say, really.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100% there. I think it comes down to the other thing as well, which is, like, do you want a workforce that can't possibly share a secret because they're being, like, held into the office for, you know, 100 hours a week? Or do you want a workforce that's happy and willing to work the extra hours at home because they can do it sat in their slippers around their family and pop out to go and see their wife and then pop back in and continue working? I think it comes down to, like, what we're expecting from Rockstar's employees. Because to be honest, this game isn't dependent on Rockstar, it's dependent on the employees. The employees are the people that make up the whole entire game and everything we're going to see. And if we get to a position where, you know, we've got a workforce of people that are absolutely exhausted, they're not enjoying working on the game, they're rushing things just to get it done so they can actually go home to their families, we're going to end up with a game that has a lot of issues. And more to the point, we're going to end up with a community of both employees and fans that fall out of love with the game. At the end of the day, this isn't just an investment piece for Take-Two Interactive, this is a passion project for a lot of the employees. So
100%. And a lot of these employees as well, these developers have been working so hard on this to get it out, and they've probably been, and some of them have probably been there for years as well, probably veterans of, you know, Rockstar, whether it be Rockstar North or San Diego, whichever Rockstar studio. Like, you know, it takes a toll to get out a game, a AAA game like this, the stature of, you know, GTA as a franchise and GTA 6 more specifically. Like, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So working overtime, crunching to get it out, that's going to take a lot, you know, it's going to take a lot of energy out of them.
100%. And also, like, I think, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm speaking for the audience watching this, but I feel like if the game is 6 months delayed and it's perfect, I'd rather that than a game that's been rushed to meet an early
100%.
25 deadline. Because
100%.
I mean, Cyberpunk 2077, I mean, how badly did that go?
And that's actually a good talking point that you brought that up. Like, Cyberpunk, when, you know, they rushed that out, they probably should have waited to the next gen. Well, because they initially brought it out for Xbox One and PS4, if I'm not mistaken. The pre-release hype for that game was pretty huge, but then when it launched, like, obviously in the buggy state that it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, you know, Rockstar's track record does prove that they know how to avoid this, and they're the masters of, you know, getting a pretty polished game out when it is at launch. So, I think they will be fine, but it still is pretty scary that, you know, if they do end up crunching at the end, and I think they'll be fine though, to be honest. But it is still something. It is a good talking point to bring up.
100%. I think one more thing to mention there as well is a lot of people have said that the reason why Rockstar are doing it are because of the security concerns. But the thing that I'd like to point out to anyone watching is that, yeah, it's a valid point, but the first big leak we had was when someone hacked their Slack messaging platform back in 2022. That could have happened from work or from home. And the second big leak, which was a couple of days before the trailer, was actually from Aaron Garbett.
Yes.
That was he's the fourth in command at Rockstar.
Yeah. He's been there for ages. Like I think
Yeah.
2 decades. I think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's just shy of 20 years now, and like a lot of people are, the biggest leaks that have happened are nothing really to do with the individual employers themselves, and unless there's been a leak that we don't know about and they're protecting themselves. Of course, I get that, but like. Some of the biggest leaks that have come from the game have been things that, whether they're working from home or not, it wouldn't have changed the outcome. Theories on the price of the game. How much do you think it's going to cost?
And depends on the version, but if we're just talking the base standard version,
yeah, we'll just stick to base.
I'm not in the US, but everyone's going off the US price of like 60 versus 70. So I would say 70. Depends on where you live, but probably 70 the standard price. I don't think it's going to be more than that. I know there was something that came out a while back that was going to be $150. Like that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
No.
Well, wait till it comes out and it is $150 and this gets clipped. No, I'm with you on that. I'm thinking like somewhere between $60 to $80, around that sort of ballpark for just the game itself. And a lot of people have asked me about so there was an interview ages ago with Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two Interactive, and he mentioned about when they price a game, it is based on the value the player gets per hour of playing. And a lot of people took that and said that means they're going to start charging per hour or a subscription service for the game. I don't believe they're going to go that route, and there's a lot of theories at the time circulating about them going that route, but luckily Take-Two actually came out and clarified that Strauss was talking about basically if they charge a game and a person's going to play that game for 1,000 hours, are they getting good enough value out of that $80-$90 that they're paying? Does it actually quantify like that price point? For example, if someone plays a game and there's only 6 missions in it, but the game is $50, that's not good value for money. So they always try to deliver on the value for money point. So I think we can, for now at least, put to bed the idea that it's going to be a subscription service or a pay-per-hour service. That being said, maybe for GTA Online, that could be a subscription-based model.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for the online component, there will definitely be, obviously with even GTA 5 Online, with what they're doing at the moment with GTA Plus and, introducing that. I think that was, not too long ago they introduced that. And we just expect it to be probably much more so with the online component for GTA 6 in terms of, everything else that's going to come with it. What else are they going to do in the online component is probably the question. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think there's going to be some other stuff they're going to include within the online component?
But it all depends.
Other than what they have now?
It all depends where they can add value. Because the only thing that we have to compare is GTA 5, and GTA 6 could be an entirely different experience. Like, there could be, for example, I've played with the idea in some of my videos of maybe a music subscription service where rather than Rockstar licensing 1,000 songs, which cost them tens of millions of dollars, they could just do a deal with Spotify, and they do have a corporate deal with Spotify at the moment, so maybe there's an option to integrate Spotify into the game for the in-game music, and that is...
Man, that would be sick.
It would be so sick. It would be so sick. Like, maybe have like 100 songs that are fixed for missions, but like everything else is like whatever music you want in the game. That would be good.
Damn, wow.
But I think that whatever they do, they will find a better way to monetize it than they do for GTA 5. Because the thing is...
For sure.
Like, people that spend money on GTA 5, they either spend a lot or they don't spend anything. I used to spend a lot in GTA Online. At one point I was spending about like $250 a month, like for about a 3-month period. That's when they first launched the boats.
What, you spent on the shark cards? You actually spent money on the shark cards? Damn.
I've single-handedly funded GTA 6.
Well, there you go. Well, hopefully there'll be something going towards it from you. There you go.
That was like probably 8 years ago, but like it was about like a 3, 4, 5-month period where I was just spending money because I wanted to get like all the new cool stuff. But the thing is, all the new cool stuff they've added over the past few years is literally just reskinned versions of what they've had for the previous 5 years before that. I think GTA 5 has reached its maximum market value for long-term entertainment. Like, when GTA 5 first came out, you could play that game non-stop all the time for about 3 years and still find new things, but there isn't a single part of that map that hasn't been like unturned yet. Yeah,
they've pretty much they've gone through everything in the map. Like, they've used probably every single space, every single building, every single exterior, interior. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, so yeah, I'd say it's definitely capped out at the moment. And I mean, look, for GTA Online to last 10 plus years is just insane. Like, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's phenomenal, and it's a testament to how well Rockstar can build a game. But then, like, it also begs the question: is this just a lucky thing that's happened, or is GTA 6 going to be the same, and is it going to be maintainable? I like to think so, but you never know. They could introduce some things into GTA 6 that really do just not tick that thing. And also there's that element of nostalgia. Like, I can go back to playing GTA 5 now, and that game came out when I was 15. GTA 5 came out when I was 15, and I was just turning 16 at the time. And for me, when I play GTA 5, I get a sense of nostalgia, feeling like I'm just about to go into college again. Like, that's the way I envision it. So for me, like, it will always have that nostalgic value, that replay value. Will it be the same for GTA 6, or will we play it for 2 years and get bored?
It's interesting. Look, I think that, with Rockstar wanting to come out, they're coming out with this. They want to make sure the longevity's there, right? They want to make sure it lasts for a long, long time. So, look, whether it lasts in like 2 decades, oh my God, imagine if it lasts 2 decades, man. Imagine if it lasts 15, 20 years. That's going to be crazy.
If it could last that long, they will make it last that long.
Man.
I think we need to say, after 8 years of playing, we will need to boycott the game so they bring out another one.
That's right. Oh my God. Yeah, GTA 7 in the next 2027. There you go.
Yeah, I think Mr. Boss for the Wins already started making some videos about that.
Yeah, that's right.
The next one is one that I think that you're going to have way more of an insight on, because I watched a video on this today, but Rage 9 engine innovations that we could see.
Yeah, so I actually, Cyborg was just saying there, like, if you guys checked out my video in terms of the Rage 9 engine, what we're most likely going to be seeing in terms of the advancements brought by this new engine. Like I was saying, in terms of, if you guys are unaware and you didn't see the video, bit of a brief history. So GTA 5 actually it was Rage 7, so the 7th installment, and then RDR 2, Rage 8, and then now with GTA 6, it's going to be the 9th installment. So we're going to be seeing so many much more advancements, and more specifically in relation to so first of all, the game physics. So physically simulated real-time water physics. I think that's one of the things that is going to be absolutely insane. One of the things I did touch on the video was that GTA 5 just used like a mesh system similar to a lot of other companies and developers which they've utilized, and we saw it within trailer 1 of how incredibly gorgeous and beautiful the water looks.
That first shot where the camera pans up from the boat, and you see the turtles in the water. Like, water isn't see-through or like solid. It's like it's real, and I know that Rockstar
looks so realistic, man.
It's ridiculous. Like, that could have been a clip from a tourism board advertising Miami. It was. And some people have recreated the shots, and you put them side by side, and it does make you really appreciate how well they look aesthetically. And I think as well, like, another thing to point out is, like, Rockstar, I think it was 2 years ago or maybe a year ago, I believe it was a couple of years ago, they were employing people especially just to work on water physics and water dynamics in the game. And the people that they've employed, whoever they are, if they ever happen to see this video, well done.
Yeah, props to you guys. Like, that is insane. Like, I would not even know where to start in terms of, like, that is just incredible. It really is. Like, the fact that I don't know if you saw it.
Real time as well, isn't it?
Yeah. In real time. But the thing is as well is that they have one subdivision, which I'm pretty sure is in Rockstar San Diego, based off this article anyways, that is from a numerous amount of employees at Rockstar San Diego that are working just on this alone, just on the water. That's crazy.
It's crazy, and that's something else as well. So, but before Rockstar San Diego became Rockstar San Diego, it was called Angel Studios, and there's a few games that they worked on back then that consisted of water and had water physics in the game that were really cleanly done. And there's a lot of the people there that they don't usually focus on character animations or anything like that. Their predominant focus is things like world environment. There's two sides to this as well. Obviously, we look at it and go, that's incredible. But at the same time, it still begs the question, how are our consoles going to deal with this? Like, the processing power.
Oh my God. Like, we thought that the PS4 was run like the bloody A380, like Airbus A380. Like, the PS5 has been able to handle things pretty well. I don't know too much about how the console has been handling it, like games over the last many years, but now they're going to be coming out with the Pro later this year in anticipation for the game coming out next year. Will it be able to handle all of this? Like, in terms of the frame rate and will it be running at 60 frames per second? That's probably another thing we could get. That's another topic that we could get into as well. But
yeah, I mean, I think that's it's a really good point. Like, obviously, it's pretty well established now that the PS5 Pro is pretty much just being released on time for GTA 6. There aren't any other releases that are getting me like that people are going to buy a PS5 Pro for, in my opinion, looking at the release time.
Oh, it's gonna sell like hotcakes. That Pro version is gonna sell like hotcakes. I tell you that.
100%. And that's the thing as well. Like, I don't have a PS5 at the moment. I'm using the PS4 Pro at the moment because I bought my PS4 Pro as the PS5 came out. So I was like, damn it.
No way.
I'm gonna wait until the PS5 Pro and I'm gonna get that. And the only thing that's got me a bit like confused, and I've spoke to a few people about this, a few members of my Discord that have had a few chats about this as well. With all the AI patents that have been filed by Take-Two Interactive, which we can assume with some level of confidence is going to be for GTA 6, and with all of this real-time stuff happening in the game, and like all of the traffic AI animations and everything, where traffic it uses an AI system to navigate around the whole map, and the fact that cars are always rendered in, like on a PC with like a 4090, it's like, okay, that makes sense. But on a games console that is consumer level, it'll probably be fine. Obviously, they wouldn't release it if it didn't work, but it just makes you think, like, how are they optimizing? Like, how are they managing to cram all of this stuff in without bogging down the console? Whatever system they've designed to optimize must be insane.
Yeah, and that's the thing is as well, like, it's only going to be coming out for consoles first. Like, PC is probably going to be, another 26 or 27, whenever that is, because with Red Dead 2 and GTA 5, I think it came out like a year later. So in terms of the consoles first, like, how is it going to be able to handle all of these, innovations, these new advancements? I don't know. Like, will it be able to handle it? Will it be able to handle the frame rate? I don't know if we'll be able to handle 60 frames per second. It's probably going to be 30 to 40, maybe something along those lines. Will we have like different options as well, like performance versus fidelity? Like, that could be something that
I think that there must be the only option. Like, for example, especially with the PS5 Pro, I think it's probably safe to assume that on the base PS5 game, it'll probably be like 30 to 40 frames per second, and maybe on the Pro 60. But for me personally, because I don't really care about frame rates, like my focus was going to be graphical performance, so I'd always opt for a lower frame rate for higher quality gameplay. But then again, it's all horses for courses, isn't it? It all depends what you...
I'm the opposite. I would say I'm more like performance, like more the smooth frames and all that, but
really?
Yeah, each to their own. Yeah, each to their own, I guess, hey.
What a weirdo. And talking about consoles then, this kind of nicely leads on to the next point, which is crossplay. Like, what are your thoughts on crossplay being potentially introduced for GTA 6?
Look, Call of Duty already has it, so why can't Rockstar implement it within the online component? I don't see why they can't. So there's obviously from a point of view, as in, like, let's say for example, like I'll play on the PlayStation, then you play on the Xbox when the game comes out. Like, at least we'll be able to you can play with your buddies from either end. So that is going to be good from that point of view, I guess, in terms of people playing from either side of either console. So it'd be interesting to see how they implement it.
Yeah, I mean, like my kind of theory on this is a bit convoluted, but bear with me. It makes sense in my head. So with the PS5 Pro coming out, so say for example the PS5 Pro didn't come out, let's just forget that exists, and say if we just got the Xbox Series S and X and we've got the PS5, I reckon if it was just those two consoles, we wouldn't get crossplay. Like, my main reason for thinking that is because, like, Microsoft and Sony wouldn't want crossplay. They'd want to be in that battle where who can sell the most consoles, because it would drive up both markets. Whereas if it's crossplay, it won't do that, because most people already have those consoles available. But because the PS5 Pro is coming out, Sony won't care whether crossplay is integrated or not, because they know they're going to sell an absolute ton of PS5 Pros anyway. Like, there's not going to be...
Yeah, much more than Microsoft, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like, because Microsoft, they have a few optimized consoles in the pipeline for, I believe it's the end of this year, which is just like current versions of the consoles, but more energy efficient and a few little tweaks and changes. And they have the Owlwood project, I think it's in the works. But we are way closer to the PS5 Pro than we are to any of those. So I feel like whether crossplay exists or not, the PS5 Pro is going to be, if someone's going to buy a new console, with people being able to get finance and package deals and adding consoles onto their phone contracts now and stuff like that, I think the most logical step is probably going to be people just going for the PS5 Pro. So I hope they do introduce crossplay. It all comes down to that history that Rockstar have with Sony. Rockstar have always had a one-on-one relationship with Sony. Like, for example, all of the gameplay trailers that we're going to get for GTA 6 will be filmed on a PS5.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so I think it might be in their best interest to keep it separate and not have crossplay. But at the same time, I feel like, we're at that point now where most people really don't care whether they play on a PlayStation or an Xbox. They just want to play the game.
The thing is, most people will probably go for the PS5 Pro, especially when they're going to bundle it together, most likely. I'm sure Sony, PlayStation work alongside Rockstar to get that sorted. But also as well, another thing is the ex-president of Sony PlayStation, Jim Ryan, he actually retired, I think, not too long ago, and he said, I think in 2020, that the relationship between Rockstar and Sony are going to extend even into the latter stages of the life cycle of the PS5. So and that's something that I would say that in terms of the partnership between Sony and Rockstar is going to continue to maintain in terms of GTA 6, much more than Microsoft Xbox. So I think in terms of, GTA 6 having crossplay, it probably won't maybe matter too much if most people are just going to be buying the PS5 or the Pro version. So if more people are going to go for that over the Xbox, then I don't see, maybe it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, I think the only other consideration that we need to give there is it all depends how much the PS5 Pro costs. I mean, the fact is they could sell it for $1,500 and it would still sell.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think I think they're going to have to be really sensible with how that's priced. I've had a lot of people ask me what I think it's going to cost, and to be honest, I reckon it could be like $200 or maybe $300 more than the base console. But then again, it all depends what you're getting for that. If the hardware leaks that we've seen so far for the PS5 are true, it is leaps and bounds ahead of what the PS5 currently is. I'm not too clued up on it, but I believe there's more like processing threads that would enable 60 frames per second plus better thermal management and better actual graphical ability of the game as well. So, but once again, it all comes down to price, whether it's actually a no-brainer. Because if someone's only got $300, $400, well, I know in the UK Xboxes are like £300, £400, but so it's like $500. If people only have that, then they will go for whatever console they can get for that, as long as it can play GTA 6.
Oh, 100%. It all depends really on what are the specifications, what is the selling point of the Pro version, how much better is it than the base PS5. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
100%. It's all that value for money thing, because consumers aren't stupid. Like we're not stupid. No. We know what we're getting in for. And I mean, for me, that's why I didn't buy the PS5, because all the games I wanted to play were still on PS4 Pro. I wanted to play Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, there's no point me buying a PS5 for Red Dead Redemption 2 when I had it on the PS4 Pro, and they're both like upscaled 4K. So it was, for me, there was no point in buying a PS5, but it all depends what the offering looks like when it comes out.
Yeah, and for me, like, because I have the PS5 and like I bought it back in 2021, and nothing has really come out of that significance, in my opinion anyways, that has really warranted the console purchase. Is it going to be worth me upgrading to the Pro version? That's a question I want to ask myself as well, depending on what the specifications are, in terms of the Pro version.
100%. I mean, that's going to be a really important question. And the thing is as well, like a lot of people, like for example, a lot of people will have a PS5 and they'll only play like Grand Theft Auto, for example. We got to remember, GTA 5 is a PS3 game.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just obviously been updated over the years, retextured, better graphics, but the fundamentals of what define that game operationally at its very core are still a PS3 game. So if that, once again, that makes you ask, how good is GTA 6 really going to be? Because we are leaps and bounds ahead of where the PS3 hardware was.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that the PS3 Xbox 360 version of GTA 5 came out in 2013. Obviously, they've updated it over many years, but it's still crazy that it's still operating on pretty much old, sort of, at the time anyways, old assets and all that stuff. Yeah, and the game engine. Yeah, correct.
Right, so we are down to our last 2 points. So the first one is Evolving World and DLCs. I'll let you kick this one off.
So with the Evolving World, I don't know if any of you guys saw Jason Schreier's article that he came out with in July of 22, I'm pretty sure, where he came out, said a few things about Rockstar in terms of the culture there at the moment, that they've cleaned up their frat boy culture, this and that. But one of the things he did go over in that was the Evolving World, what Rockstar's plan is for GTA 6 in terms of sort of the long-term sort of approach. He went by saying the plan is to continually update the game over time, adding new missions, cities. Missions is probably one of the obvious one, but the cities is and different islands is one thing that I'm very, very interested in. And that probably even goes back to what we were discussing earlier in terms of the mapping project and what else is going to be included post-launch. Are we going to be seeing, other, potentially countries, islands south of Florida?
Yeah,
of Leonardo?
100%. I think so. This kind of leads on to, I've got kind of 3 points about this. The first one is, from the mapping project, we can't see anything at the north of the map. Now, that doesn't mean that the map isn't an island, but the fact that at the moment we can't see any defined waterways around the north side of the map, that could potentially, if it isn't an island, that could potentially give us the option for map DLC in the future to expand that land and what's above Miami, New York, Liberty City. So that does open that option up for a potential expansions in the future, but also as well, like you said in regards to Jason Schreier's article, having the ability to add, Vice City and the state of Leonardo is going to be a big place. Surely there's more than one love story that can take place in that place, so that could give us the option for, like we had with GTA 4, the Ballad of Gay Tony, the Lost in the Dam DLC. It could give us some options to have some more stories being told in that state, and even if it means we get one new, nice long story every 3 or 4 years, I would much prefer that, because I feel like with GTA 5, I still love playing through the story on that, but it has got stagnant. I can pretty much quote any cutscene from the GTA 5 story.
Oh my god, man. Oh my god. Literally all the stuff with Lamar and Franklin or whatever.
Exactly.
Get an old US haircut and all that stuff. We know all, as fans, we've played through GTA 5 story mode for so many years, replayed it, and like you said, it's pretty much we know everything about it, and the replay value is obviously they did have planned DLC back in the day in 2014. You remember that?
Yes.
They said that there was meant to be single player DLC for GTA 5, but then on the online success for GTA 5 was just, the Rockstar was like, we'll just move to the multiplayer component and just go from there. And then started. I
think as well, this ties into the fact that so with GTA 6, if GTA 6 online is really successful, as I'm sure it will be, I think I speak for the majority of all of us when I say it would be just really nice to get maybe 2 story DLCs out of this. Obviously, we all love online, but Rockstar storytelling, we don't just play GTA for the map. We play it for their storytelling, and to be able to get some different stories out of Miami would be amazing. Miami is obviously known for a certain white powder. There's a lot of stories over history that we could really to have a spin on and tell about the waterways of Miami, and I feel we need to get some expansion of that. And then that kind of goes on to my third point there as well, where with Red Dead Redemption 2, we saw over time that buildings were getting finished, people were actually working.
Yes.
And I feel like with GTA 6, the Mile High Club in GTA 5, that's been under construction for 10 years.
Oh, that's ridiculous. It's been like that. What are they going to be planning to do with that? With the 6 coming out next year, are they going to be finishing that off in an online update coming out? So I doubt it. If they're working so hard on the 6,
100%. That's the thing. I hope I hope we get maybe one little, even if it's like 20 missions, like one final little thing for GTA 5 as a big send-off, or maybe even like a DLC for GTA 5 that gives us some hints towards GTA 6. Just something just that kind of celebrates 10 years, because I feel like when it hit the 10-year anniversary of GTA 5 and nothing really happened, I was gutted. I thought, well, come on, I thought you'd give us something, like, you know, an extra 20 vehicles at least, like just give us something in the game that really feels special about 10 years, but they didn't. And I'm just hoping that with GTA 6, like, I don't want, you know, 15 years worth of online DLC. I want some stories.
Oh, 100%. Like, the thing is with, you know, GTA 5, especially at the end of its, you know, life cycle now, well, obviously we've seen so many online updates. Like, there's, other than that, like, they've been sort of telling stories here and there through the online component. I mean, like, I know we've had the Franklin, the contract DLC with Dr. Dre and Franklin, that was back in 2021.
Whoa, was that 3 years ago already?
Yeah, already 3 years ago, man. That's gone by so fast. That's crazy.
Oh wow, I feel old.
I know. It's like, especially for the whole COVID situation and that, like that, it feels like that was just like a blur, really.
God, yeah, that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
What have I been doing my life for 4 years?
Oh man, just been grinding it out, my friend. You've been killing it. You've been killing it.
Yeah, well, I say that.
The last many years bringing out.
I mean, I started my channel in October, and so I've had 5 months of grafting at this. But now YouTube might take my channel away from me. So,
man, I hope not. All you guys out there, you have to back up Cyberboy. You have to back up my boy. This is just ridiculous. YouTube's got to turn this around.
100%.
This is stupid.
100%. I keep getting emails from YouTube asking me to leave a review for their community support, and I'm like, I don't care about that. Just tell me, am I gonna get terminated? But yeah, it's like, do you know? Well, I don't know, but like, I imagine if you're a woman and you're doing a pregnancy test, and then like you're sat in the bathroom waiting for the results. This is exactly what it feels like for me. Like, I feel like I'm waiting for like some impending doom. I'm not saying that having a child is like a pending doom. I'm digging a hole here. Can't get out of this hole.
Comparing pregnancy to this. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh man.
Well, that's definitely getting some merch out of that. Cyberboy pregnancy pack.
Oh my days. Oh dear.
I'm gonna have some angry parents emailing me. Why has my son bought this t-shirt with a pregnancy test on it?
Yeah. All right, that's hilarious. This
goes on to our last point, which is, did you see the link I sent you for that GTA 5 Sunset thing?
Yeah, I did see it. Look, I don't know. I don't know if that's something new. I mean, I don't. Yeah, it looks maybe.
So I'll explain to the viewers. So basically, there's a theory that GTA 5 Sunset has changed since the release of GTA 6. Now, I'll be honest. I've never looked actively at the sunset in the game. I would say that this sunset, and I'll have it on screen right now so you can all see it. It does look a bit like the sunset we got at the end of the story mode, where they push Devin Weston off the edge of the.
Yes.
It does look a bit like that, but I can't really remember like what the sunset has looked like for the past 10 years of the game. But apparently it's changed now. And I was reading through the replies to this thread, and it's split pretty much 50-50 on what people think. So I'll let all of you guys decide down below whether you think that Rockstar have updated the sunset for GTA 5 now that the trailer 1 has dropped for GTA 6. But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Because I really can't tell.
Yeah, I mean, just by looking at it, I mean, obviously GTA 5 in terms of it, Rockstar have always made the lighting effects and just the sunsets, sunrises, all that stuff. They've always made it so unique and, you know, obviously look gorgeous, but maybe it does look different. I don't know. Now I'm looking at it again. Maybe there's some differences that I can see that probably relate to especially the opening shot of the first trailer of GTA 6. Yeah, it's hard to say, maybe.
It could also be photoshopped. I mean, like on Photoshop, you can literally just do sky
yeah, that's right.
It looks like the skyline is way more high resolution and the clouds look way more volumetric than I've seen in game. I don't know.
You never know. You never know. Sorry to cut you off, but you never know that you know how they've been backporting stuff from GTA 6 into GTA Online? I don't know if you're familiar with that. Have you heard about anything in regards to that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they've been like in terms of some of the stuff that they've put in the game. Like I think the new update that came out, the Cluckenbill Farm Raid, they put the Bravado.
Oh yes, sorry, yes, no, I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, the new vehicle in there, and apparently a lot of people have been saying they've been backporting like different assets and that into GTA Online. From what I can understand, anyways, and even other updates as well. They've been doing it as of recent. This could be maybe that, I don't know, or maybe it's just Rockstar just
maybe.
teasing
But
us and
yeah,
playing
I
around.
was
Who
always
knows?
under the impression that like Skylines and stuff were like based on engine, like the game engine. But, I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
I don't know. People in the comments are probably laughing right now. I don't know enough about how this all works, but I always had this idea for like Global Illumination being based off game engines and stuff like that. But like, I really don't like the fact that they're importing stuff from GTA 6 into GTA 5, because when GTA 5 came out, like when we first got the game, all the vehicles were new. The whole experience felt new and it felt special. I feel like if there's loads of vehicles that are going to be in GTA 6 now in GTA 5, when we get GTA 6, it'll still feel special, but I like the idea of having every vehicle just feeling completely new, and I kind of like that. I like the idea that like we don't see anything from GTA 6 other than the trailers, and then it comes out. Obviously, I'm invested in the leaks because I have to be, because YouTube, but but yeah, no, I'll be interested to see, you know, when GTA 6 comes out, what stuff have they been teasing for years in GTA 5?
Oh yeah, that's right. And then, but even from the first trailer as well, we saw, like, going to your point of the vehicles and that, if they'll be having new vehicles within GTA, obviously they will. Obviously, I think they used some of the GTA 5 vehicles within the first trailer. And that, remember that shot on Ocean Drive? Remember that shot with all the vehicles, the cheetah and all that?
Yeah.
I would say that at the moment they're probably just using some of the old GTA 5 assets for the vehicles within this first trailer, and especially in that shot. And then hopefully when the game comes out, we'll see much more new vehicles. I'm sure it's probably going to be the case.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's what they did with, like, the first GTA 5 trailer had the police cars from GTA 4 in it. So,
that's right. Yeah.
Which is really weird, because I didn't even notice that until I watched the trailer through like a month or two ago, and I was like, oh, hang on, they're from GTA 4.
Yeah, wasn't that there was a few shots. I think it was one specific shot at the end where everyone thought it was CJ running at the end, remember? And all
the thing
one
is,
shot, yeah.
they definitely did that on purpose, because that unmistakably looks like CJ.
I know, literally everyone. I remember when the trailer dropped. I was like, what, 11, 12 at the time, so pretty young. And at the time when I saw it, I was like, everyone was saying in the comments, "Is that Tommy Vercetti on that like on the railing and that?" You remember?
Yeah, but because
obviously we didn't know it was Michael at the time.
They called him Balcony Guy at the time, I think.
That's right. Yeah, Balcony Guy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then it was actually one of Ned Luke's friends that doxed him on Twitter.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, crazy. All right, well, I think that wraps up this episode.
It does. Do
you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
Yes, so if you guys want to see me connect with me on any of my social channels, obviously YouTube, just Project Vice, type that in. Also Instagram as well, same Project Vice, of course, and then same on Twitter or X, whatever we're referring to it as now. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, just those three platforms at the moment.
Or if you can't remember all of that, just go to the pinned comment on this video.
Yeah, or just do that, yeah.
But yeah, no, so thank you all for watching this first episode for us. This is something that we're trying. If you guys enjoy it, we'll do more of them. If you guys don't enjoy it, go away. No, if you don't enjoy
go away.
Just leave us alone. If you guys don't enjoy it,
get out of here.
So you guys all need to let us know down below whether you enjoyed this, whether you thought this was enjoyable for you guys to watch. Because if you do like it, we'll do more. And of course, go and subscribe to Project Vice, because soon my videos might be going up on there if I don't have a YouTube channel. So
all your videos coming at me.
Yeah. So the Cyber Vice channel is coming soon.
the Cyber Vice channel, the biggest collaboration you guys have ever seen, the biggest collab.
But yeah, so thank you all for watching.
Yeah, that's about it. Like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications on the Cyber Boys channel. Also, come over and subscribe to Project Vice if you can as well. That'd be great.
Subscribe. Love you all. Bye.